We are approaching the train station and a pivotal choice between three sprawling, treacherous new zones. Technically, we're not even fully equipped for this yet. We're going anyway, but first we're going to take a nap. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Odds series. Nice. We're going to go ahead and drink this water to kick things off, and then sleep for 8 hours. Well, it's really only going to be about 7, but we'll say 8. It's probably going to be dark when I wake up, which is not ideal given that I don't have a lot of food. Yep, it is the middle of the night, but I see some green light out there, which indicates an aurora. Now, come to think of it, we're not near the train station just yet. We actually have a little bit farther to go, which, now that I'm thinking about it, it might make the most sense just to try to sleep through this aurora, because there's still another section. I didn't even think about that. There is another section of this. Just longer tunnels, basically, in addition to what we've already seen.
I'm not sure
I could do a little bit of reading right now. I don't have to sleep. So hang on, let's try that. I don't know why I'm going to this menu. I could read another archery book. It's too dark to read. Oh, interesting. Even though... Oh, I think the aurora just ended. I think it just ended. I think there was one, and then there wasn't. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and pass time for about 4 hours. It's not ideal. But again, we do have reishi tea. 4 calories. We will find some cattails once we get to the train station. We're just not as close to the train station as I just implied. I really just realized we're a little bit farther away than I thought. So this is going to come down to the wire. We are going to, ironically, have to eat these sardines as much as I wanted to meme on them. We're going to try and save that carrot. We have some reishi tea, which I will drink both of these. That's 240 more calories. It's not a huge amount. Good news is, though, that we are recovering some condition. Okay, and the sun is starting to come up. I really would prefer it be higher in the sky before we leave, though, so we're going to probably pass time for a little bit more. Let's go ahead and pass time for 2 hours. Maybe sleep for 1. We do have passive condition recovery. It's very slight, but it's not nothing. So that's helping. Helping a very little bit. Okay, here we go. All right, I want to try and avoid burning through too much of my food supply. I don't have any extra rifle bullets. Oh, hello. Okay, now we do have a bit of a problem. Didn't realize that we had a blizzard, but we do. Alright, so let's go ahead and state the obvious. It's not the end of the world if I, go into starving territory, but I would hate to lose well-fed right as I arrive at the far territory. We did not... I'm sort of regretting, one possibility, because of the blizzard we wouldn't be able to do this, but there is actually a way of handling this, I think, that makes the most sense. It involves going back to the other side of the cave. But we have to pass time anyway, because that storm is not going anywhere. So there are some bunnies down on the far side of this cave, and they're actually not far from the mouth of the cave. And if I could get a couple of those bunnies, then I might have a little bit more time.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
That's a very, very badly timed blizzard, to be honest. But yeah, I might have a little bit more time, especially if I can manage to get all of them, because there were 3 or 4 bunnies and no predators that I saw. So that's nice. Let me quickly triple check in here again. Yeah, that just leads back down there. We are a little bit slower at the moment on account of how much stuff I'm carrying for fire. So basically there's another entire segment up ahead of ironically broken railroad that you have to traverse before you get, including, by the way, some wolves. At least there were some wolves in the previous wildlife spawn pattern. Who knows now? But before you get to the actual train station I mentioned. I had it in my head that, like, I would take a right out of the... Yeah, okay. I would take a right out of the cave entrance there at the beginning, and we were, like, walking, you know, down a brief stretch, and we'd be at the train station. No, that is not the case. Not even a little bit the case. So, one thing I can do... I have lots of reishi tea. The main reason I cooked it all up was just to get the cooking skill, but that's 120 calories each. It's a little bit worse than a cattail. That's past time for an hour. Okay, there was just a lighting change, which I'm going to assume means we might have a break in the weather here. Yep. Not sure where the bunnies are. I guess maybe they were a little bit farther this way? Huh. That's really weird. Why wouldn't the bunnies be here? They were here before. Why did I come all the way back through this cave if the game was just going to take my bunnies away? No. Why would you do this? Okay, I'm gonna try to force them to spawn. Not good timing for the game to throw these kind of shenanigans at me. This is unpredictable long dark behavior. It might just be that the storm hadn't fully ended, so the game didn't, like, fire the line of code that says, hey, bring the bunnies back. The storm's over. And that's probably it. Let's try again. Wow, they're genuinely not here. Okay. Well, if it's going to be like that, I have no choice. I just wasted my time. And the clock is ticking. We don't have all the calories in the world, so I'm going to have to eat whatever's in front of me on this path. Which, you know, I'm hoping I find a prop deer. That would be the biggest win. If I found a prop deer, I will literally just start a fire right next to it. I am going to go ahead and grab this coal. It's going to weigh me down. Oh, wait, what's this? That's the backpack. I think I've already checked it, but I want to double... Oh, no, I haven't. Was hoping for some food there. Given that there was a storm that just came through, I'm pretty confident that we could plop a fire down right next to, like, a prop carcass and warm up that way. Eat some food. I want to try not to lose well-fed here. But, man, that was a good strategy, going back for those bunnies. That made a lot of sense. They must have been... They must move around, and I'm guessing they maybe were on the opposite side of things there. That's the only explanation I can think of. Unfortunate. I was really thinking they were going to be right on the opposite side of the cave. And they were not. And there goes the ambient cave, like, sounds are just coming and going in a really weird way. Also, this is not as straight of a shot as I thought it would be. Wait, what? Okay. I think I just got turned around, and if I did... Okay, here we go. I think the exit is up here on the right. It's midday, so if the weather stays clear, there's at least that working in our favor. I'm just really hoping for a prop deer. One thing I will say about the way that Hinterland has designed this kind of gauntlet, I mean, aside from the fact that you already have the gauntlet of Broken Railroad leading up to it, which is kind of rude, let's be honest. When you are doing this, they basically throw you a bone. There's a lot of stuff that gets just dropped in front of you. For example, the pry bars. Like, hey, you might need a pry bar so that you can get through some of these doors. Here's a bunch of pry bars so that, you know, you don't miss one. So this is the other side of that cave-in with the train car. So we're not even that far necessarily from where we just were. This is the leg of the journey that I kind of forgot about. But what I'm hoping is that in the same spirit of, like, trying to drop some stuff in front of you and keep you supplied while you're on the journey, I'm hoping that there's just at least one prop carcass, or even just one bunny. That's all I would really need here, is one bunny. I will go ahead and drink a bit more of my tea. I don't have a lot of it left. There's also the possibility that we could grab some birch bark if we were lucky enough to spot some. So fun fact, you don't have to duck there. It seems like you would have to, but you don't. You can just walk straight through. Alright, so this is going to be one thing that's really interesting. I wasn't kidding at the beginning of the episode. We're not even fully equipped for the far territory. I kind of, in making the decision to come out here, I'm being intentionally... I'm just taking an intentional risk, because we don't have any crafted clothing yet. We don't. So we have, like, some nice jeans, which, you know, jeans are cool, I guess, but it's not going to do it if things get really cold. Alright, so this is one of the areas where I'm kind of hoping for a prop carcass. There's also the possibility of a wolf, so I'm going to need to listen for a bit here. There's a lot of ambient noise. It would disguise the presence of a wolf pretty easily. Oh, there's a bunny. That's good. I will take that opportunity. I don't care. I'll start a fire right here if I have to. Just need to get close enough and not frickin' miss. Like I did with the ptarmigan. I see a wolf on the far side. I'm not terribly surprised by that. I was expecting at least one wolf in the area. Honestly, I was expecting like at least one wolf and at least one bear to be here.
I feel my hands.
Oh, calm down. It's fine. It's actually not fine because I want to be able to aim and hit this bunny. We're about to be in the same situation we were with the ptarmigan. Got him. Okay. Magnifying lens. Tinder. I will not use accelerant. I will use a stick. We've got an 85% start chance. There's hypothermia risk, but we have some coal. So we can definitely turn that around real fast as soon as this fire is started.
Come on, little fire. Damn, I'm freezing.
We're going to try and get the other bunny, too. Okay, let's go ahead and put the reclaimed wood on there. I'm going to keep most of those sticks. All right, we are officially warming up.
I'm gonna need to eat soon.
Yep, working on it. All right, so this is actually a pretty big bunny. Nice. Okay, so that will save us. There's also still another bunny right up there. So one thing I can do just to make sure that we're able to get it, I can drop... Oh, no, stop. Didn't mean to do that. Tell you what, let's go ahead and drop that one on the ground. How many calories? 99 calories. That's the small piece. 4 minutes till this is done. Let's go ahead and drink it so that we're a little bit warmer. A little bit of caloric value there too. Alright, so there is a cave up there. There could potentially be loot up there too, which is nice. Let's see if we can get this other bunny real quick. And of course, he's walking right into this thick section of brush. Got him. Alright. That could pose a problem with the wool if we're not careful. Let's see how this goes. 4 minutes till ready. Okay, well, let's just drop that. We're going to eat that real quick. Oh, it's much better. Okay. Now let's harvest this. This is not quite as nice. But now we're in a better situation food-wise. And I might also try and grab the hides from these while I'm here, if I have the time. Which I probably do. Alright, so take 36 minutes with this. That's cooking. Yeah, okay. Let's just go ahead and... harvest that. We'll cook that, or eat that rabbit. It's already cooked. And then... how long do we have on the fire? Plenty of time? Yep. The harvesting animations add so much to the game. They're not too gruesome, but they, you know, are a necessary amount of immersion that I think was missing previously, so it's really nice to have that. Alright, I'm going to drink this reishi tea. I do have more reishi mushrooms I could prepare, but we're not going to do that while we're on the road. Okay, now we are going to check out that cave. Not sure where the wolf is, but we know that the wolf was over there while the bunnies were over here, so we will exercise caution and hope that the wolf isn't right in front of me here. I don't think it is, because that howl sounded farther away. There could be more than one wolf, and we're about to find out. We're about to find out. Okay. Is that it? No. For a second I thought that was a bear. I think it's just a log. Okay, let's step in here. Remnant cave. Okay, cedar firewood. It's pretty heavy. Alright, just to stay warm enough, I'm going to use one of the 100% torches that I found. again, the game drops a lot right in front of you to facilitate this journey in the off chance you kind of weren't ready. And what's funny is that, like, I did come this way knowingly. So, like I said, I kind of took an intentional risk in coming this far. And in going ahead... Hang on, let me make sure I've got what I need. Yeah, I've got the 2 hides. I'm not going to worry about the guts right now. I took an intentional risk in coming this far. In daring the ire of the far territory. Despite the fact that I don't have any animal skin clothing yet. Okay, the wolf is on the tracks. But he's crossing on the side that I need him to be on if I'm going to sneak by him. So we'll see. Okay, gonna need to duck low and hope the wolf continues to move in that direction. I think the wolf is coming right toward me. Great, love that, perfect. Exactly what I want. I'm gonna keep that perfect torch, and we're just gonna drop this wolf if we need to. Don't have a lot of rifle shots, so I don't want to be wasteful here. There's a part of me that, like, I'm thinking about taking the hide off of that guy, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. The most important thing is to get to the other side of these tracks. There could be some wolves a little bit closer, and if that's the case, we will take them on. Another thing that I need to keep in mind is that I'm limited on rifle ammunition. Oh, look, another bunny. I'm limited on rifle ammunition. I am not limited on revolver ammunition at all. Like, even a little bit. I'm gonna get this bunny too. Need to take every opportunity I can. I normally pass them up, but we are entering the far territory, and so it's silly not to try. We're pretty well rested at the moment, thankfully. Where the heck are you? I think they're right on the other side of that rock. No, they're not. Where's the frickin' bunny? Did the bunny get eaten by the environment? I think it did. I think it did. The bunny is gone. Okay, I'm leaving. There you are. Wandered all the way down here. Okay. That's actually kind of good. It's going in the direction I need it to. I'm going to see if it stops and turns around. I have a decent shot right now, but I'd rather not. How did that? Come on. Come on. Wow, his scare wore off really fast. Although he is just moving away from me. Like, bunny. Surely your patrol route does not take you into the cave. Okay, I guess it does. He's not stopping. Okay, there. Turn around. Come back toward me. Thank you. Thank you. I feel kind of bad about that. I just shot the bunny in the face.
Come in handy.
In the... Ooh, look at that. That is an entire bunny. Okay, let's... I'm gonna just get the meat and the hide in one go here. Ooh, it's colder than I thought. Oh no. Okay. That honestly... Wait, what? What are you talking about? Why can't I put a fire down here? Game. What? can't put a fire down on this terrain? Why? Because of the wood overhang, I guess? Maybe? Okay. We're going to use the magnifying lens.
Goddamn, freezing.
I know. I'm not going to use accelerant. Start the fire. That was a surprising drop in temperature.
Fire.
I thought I was warmer than that. That's the only reason that I did all that at once. Because that was an extra 30 minutes of condition loss. Less than ideal.
Perfect.
Okay, let's go ahead and put that back down. Okay, that's plenty warm. I put that down. Put that down. Beautiful. I'm gonna eat that. This is honestly working out because it's also giving me cooking skill. Bringing me ever closer to cooking 5. I should be at cooking 5 already. The game lied to me in horrific fashion. I trusted the interface and I shouldn't have. Drink some water. Okay. And, that torch is crappy. Come on, you can do better than that. Thank you. I'll take that. Alright, so now we have 3 rabbit hides, and we are actually making our way towards the train station. We'll probably be there by the end of the episode, I would guess. What I'm really curious about is what the wildlife situation will look like near the train station, because I know there are going to be lots of cattails, there'll be acorns, there are burdock roots, there's a lot to look forward to in terms of, like, loot. But one thing that, man, it's dark in here, holy crap. One thing that I think we'll finally get to the transition zone, or the loading spot here. One thing that I'm curious about, though, is, like, are there going to be wolves and or bears closer to the train station? It used to be kind of a haven, and I would imagine they might even try to preserve that somewhat, where you would have, like, once you're at the train station, there weren't that many wolves or bears in the immediate area, but at the same time, as part of the wildlife refresh, which happens to the entire world, including the far territory, you would think, okay, well, maybe, just maybe, it's going to mix things up there as well. And something that was safe is no longer thus. Because that's a big part of the, basic thinking that informed those choices. Is like, hey, where can we add animals where players don't expect them? So in some cases, that just means slight tweaks to existing animal locations, but in some cases, it means more significant. Look at this. These effects. I'm not sure what these effects are meant to be. These are some of the new sort of atmospherics that can occur. Oh god. Hello. Getting pretty tired. Yep. Got everything. I was checking for bedroll and for a cooking pot there. Okay, nice. Literal light at the end of the tunnel.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Here we go. All right, we have arrived in the transfer pass. Let me go ahead and pull out another very high condition torch. I think this is the one that I extinguished. Haven't heard this soundtrack as many times. It's one of the newer ones that Sasha has composed. I have to say, one thing about the Long Dark is that despite the fact that we've been playing it for so long... Sorry, just listening. Despite the fact that we've been playing it for so long, the soundtrack doesn't really get old, does it? It really doesn't. It keeps... Oh, I did not mean to do that. It's genuine misclick. It just keeps hitting hard at all the right moments. You know, it certainly has like ominous tracks that can play, but it has very beautiful, melancholy, foreboding, and also hopeful tracks that can play. I'm going to extinguish this as much as I've worked to keep it alight because of everything I was just saying about predators. I don't know if there are any, but we are about to find out. Again, I can see Hinterland being of two minds on this. Where, like, on the one hand, let's keep it a safe haven. On the other hand, let's add animals. Where players have not expected to see animals. Alright, so there are, as you can see, tons of acorn trees. Or oak trees, you know, drop acorns. Acorn trees. There are cattails all over these ponds. Maybe not as many given our loot settings, but be enough to sustain us. I even think, just this pond in particular, I think there are a good number of cattails, so that's good. I have to say, so far, it seems like it's still pretty safe. Alright, I see cattails out on the pond. I'm not going to grab those just yet because I am beelining for that train station. Like my life depends on it, because it does. And we will need to sort of rest and recover here for a bit. If there are any bunnies around, we might be able to get started on some rabbit skin mitts, but that would require staying here for a bit. But we could at least have the hides curing here, since this is a way station between the zones. There's obviously a cave that goes between them as well, so you don't have to come back here. But, yeah, I think what I'm going to do is go straight inside, because I kind of need to. Hypothermia risk, thankfully, has not been affecting me for too long. But I still don't want to waste time. No more trains. Okay. Inside we go, and let's see what we can find. A book. Firearm cleaning kit. That's kind of surprising. Fresh toilet water. Delicious. Just what we wanted. Oh, there's a radio here. Some film for the camera. Okay. Well, with that, what I will do, rather than sleeping, I'm just going to go ahead and toggle that for a quick save point, and we'll stop this one here. In the next one, we're going to recover a little bit of condition. We're probably going to hunt for some nearby rabbits, possibly, do some cattail, well, certainly do some cattail farming, but then probably head into the zone of contamination would be my first instinct, especially since we don't have a ton of really great gear. That's kind of the safest bet. I know that's a crazy thing to say, but it really is. There's a lot of interior environments, but also I think it's the most exciting zone to go to first. I mean, certainly the riskiest zone to go to first would be Sundered Pass, but I think the most exciting one because of just the amount of randomness, the amount of new effects, like the difference in tone, the difference even in like color palette, and like also the sheer scale of some of the buildings in Zone of Contamination make it the most exciting first choice. So we're going to head that way right as soon as the next one's, well, not right as soon, but pretty soon. It's coming soon. It's around the corner. We're gonna head to the Zone of Contamination. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along for early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges. Look for the join button. New episodes drop every other day at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. So leave your thoughts below, and I will see you next time.